Yeah. Dude, let's talk impeachment for a little bit. We've got, I don't know, 27 minutes left. So you guys know I'm the bluest guy on the show. He's gonna get impeached. That just means the House is gonna hold it against him. And then after that, I think most people agree he's not going to be removed from office. What happened to Clinton is I always pronounce this wrong. Is it censured? I think
censured. Yeah.
And they censured him on 2 of the 3 counts, if I recall correctly, which basically just meant we think you lied under oath, but there's no penalty for it. That's what Clinton got, and he was guilty. He did lie under oath. He fucked Monica Lewinsky, right? It was cum on his on the dress, like he was guilty. He said he had no sexual relations, and
it depends what the definition of is.
right.
It's so, like, dude, slippery Willy. Cool.
What the Democrats did, they had 2 options, right? They could have put out 18 articles of impeachment and tried to get him for every piece of obstruction, from the Mueller report to the current thing, the bribery, on and on and on and on. What they actually did is they just did 2 rock solid articles of impeachment. One was obstruction of justice, right? And he absolutely made sure that everyone in the White House didn't participate in the process. They made themselves unavailable.
For which thing?
This is for the Ukraine thing.
Okay.
He didn't produce any of the documents they asked for. He didn't produce any of the people. Anyone working for him wasn't allowed to testify. The people that did testify did it in rebellion of him. So that's the obstruction of justice thing, and it's rock solid. The other one is abuse of power, which again is he really did hold up the thing. He wasn't supposed to. Congress approved it. So this
is a side thing, but isn't every bit of foreign aid have an inherent quid pro quo in it? Isn't all of it meant to benefit us in one way or another? We shouldn't give any nation any sort of benefit or any of our tax dollars unless we're expecting something back, right?
I think the difference is Trump was doing it for personal gain, right? He didn't even need Biden investigated for corruption. What he wanted was them to announce an investigation on the guy running against him for president, right? That was it.
It's not going to be him. He's going crazy. It's going to be Warren.
I agree it won't be him, but in July it looked like it was him. He was the runaway favorite, and he's like, I just need you to announce an investigation against Biden, and then I'll give you the money. And that is kind of like paying Trump. Kyle?
So we all agreed Trump would beat up Biden in a fist fight.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Who would win in a crossword puzzle off?
Oh my God. There is no way that Biden can even still read.
See, that's the thing.
No.
So here's what we know about Trump. He
Biden's
loves
too
the
old.
New York Times, regardless of what he says. He's a long-time avid reader.
Okay.
He has to fill that bitch out occasionally. Or at least try to.
He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He's got to be doing Sudokus or something. But
I see Trump as a guy who never uses words over 5 letters. The thought that he would crush in some synonym, homonym.
That's like a tactical sales approach. Is being relatable, being simple, being direct, repeating yourself, hammering a point home. He's just doing sales.
I hear you, and I don't disagree with it. I just don't think that it's always that 3D chess craziness. I think the guy has a small working vocabulary. Because it works for him.
He would definitely beat Biden in. But dude, any one of us would slaughter Biden.
I don't know.
In a crossword puzzle contest.
I don't know.
Dude,
I need to hear more Biden. I need to hear more.
Unless it's about leg hair being touched in the 60s and wanting kids to sit on your lap, we're golden. Absolute golden.
Some of the stuff that Biden has actually done and said would fit right in on that fake news website I was linking earlier.
Yeah. Biden talks about kids touching his leg hair just to watch it spring up, and then the kids are on my lap, and I love kids on my lap. And it's
you ever paint your cock like a candy cane?
Yeah,
Mr. Biden, sir.
Yeah, that shit's
the question was about national defense.
Yeah, and I'm going to use my candy cane cock to beat back the Viet Cong.
Yeah, I was thinking about the Russians and the North Pole. They want to get into the Arctic, and then I started thinking about Saint Nick, and well, damn it.
She's like, when he was yelling at that guy, or not, berating that guy for being fat.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And saying that he could do more push-ups, first of all, hilarious, good for Biden. And then he berated the guy. He's like, the good people of Ohio, no. And it's they're in the middle of Iowa. It says Iowa on a wall in there.
No way he did that.
Yeah, he's talking about how they're in Ohio and shit. It was
maybe
he was in Iowa and said it was Ohio. Maybe he was in Ohio and said it was Iowa, but it's funny regardless.
I don't know why he wasn't more blasted across all the media for that. Why the internet didn't go more wild. Like that.
Well, he's the Democrat favorite. They want him to be the nominee, and so of course the media isn't going to hammer him too hard.
It looked.
Do you think if Trump would have done the same thing as running while he was running, they would have let it go? Of course not.
I think
they
that
had whole stories about alleged dick dimensions for him. They would be like, this guy, hey, here's 10 stories about how he eats KFC with a fork. It's like, okay.
Trump somehow they don't let anything
dumb.
go, yet at the same point they don't hang on to anything. There'd be a new story in a day.
That's the beauty of Trump. He gives them a new story the next day.
Yeah. I look forward to, I don't know how this election is going to go, but it's happening soon, right? In less than a year, we'll have a new president-elect. Less than a year.
Well, we might have a new president-elect. Like based on the field I see, it's going to be Trump again. Like the only person I think that 100% would beat Trump is Bernie, and he's going to get sabotaged again. 100%.
I didn't mean to imply Trump was going to lose for sure. I don't know. We would have a new president-elect anyway. I'm not sure if I have my verbiage right. But anyway, in less than a year, we'll know who the next 4 years will have as president.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that far from
Warren now.
In real, you're always with the pushing. I don't know that they're pushing anyone.
They absolutely do. They took popular things that Bernie said, and CNN, MSNBC, not MSNBC.
But it's not always a conspiracy. CNN, Sometimes it's a mistake. Like you take 40,000 hours worth of television, find a few mistakes, and be like, look at the conspiracy.
Well, I mean, or you can look at a debate, and I just saw from Twitter clips that the biggest, most popular, most well-received comments about healthcare were coming from Bernie Sanders, and then when multiple mainstream media outlets attribute those to Warren instead and don't issue retractions until the story's pretty much done.
Which multiple
New York Times did it, CNN did it. I'm pretty sure other ones did it
because I thought one guy did it. It
was like a meme online because all the Bernie bros were like, "What the fuck, dude? You just took the popular thing he said, and now CNN and New York Times or whoever are saying that Warren said it and letting her get the like." It's definitely a calculated thing in some ways. Like we give too much credit to the media for going, "Oh, mistakes." It's like no, we have the internet now. They know immediately when they're wrong, and oftentimes they choose to sit on stories that are incorrect and then retract it when it's too late.
When the media makes mistakes, I don't know if any of that's accurate. I haven't been following this thing at all. But when the media makes mistakes, it's almost like when a fighter gets a cheap shot in an MMA. They go, naughty. It's like, but wait a minute. The other guy's cut now. Like he's bleeding. It's bleeding into his eye. He can't see so well. This definitely impacts his ability.
We'll just pick it up from here and pretend that shot didn't happen.
Yeah.
There's just no accountability when the media fucks up. They just pretend it didn't happen and move on.
Kyle, if you cut his other eye, I'll take a point.
But when Trump was coming out and saying, hey, when the dishonest news media tells lies about us, we should be able to sue them. Everybody was like, the end of democracy and free press.
Yeah. The end of democracy dies in darkness. Like, shut the fuck up, idiot.
Like maybe if you stop telling lies to us, maybe if you stop orchestrating.
Trump is such a fascist that every mainstream media outlet, except for like 2 guys on Fox, can ruthlessly berate him for years on end with no punishment.
And look, Trump needs some berating, and sometimes and a lot of times when Trump talks about fake news, it's not so fake. It's bad news, and it's bad because you deserve it. But we've seen the direct examples of what can only be described as fake news, like hoax news, like when they say they're in one place but they're in another.
Oh, there's a piss tape.
Like when they act like they're standing in waist deep water and they're really just standing, puddles.
That particular one, he literally said, "I'm standing in."
No, that's not the one I'm referencing. I know the one you're referencing.
Anderson Cooper one is the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yes, I'm very familiar with that one. I'm talking. No, there's different ones where that's
probably
happening.
Tons of them. Yeah.
There's one of them where I don't remember the exact news matter, but like she's saying that she's in one place, and she's not. She's just not even there. Did
you see the ambulance go? Is that the one?
That's the one. Yeah. It's something about the traffic is like telltale.
Who said it?
It was CNN that I think that he did this. And
I thought you were talking about like a candidate or something. Okay.
No, CNN's covering some breaking news, and they're talking back and forth to each other as if they're in different places. But you see the traffic go from behind one person to the other repeatedly. And some of the traffic's real distinctive, trucks with names on them.
Or a fire truck or a blue Corvette followed by a yellow Ranger. You can tell what's going on. And it's just like, we caught you this time. How many times didn't we catch you? How many times are you just, man, I just wish that news was news. I don't like opinion. I wish that the opinion-based news was its own thing and it was very distinctively, like they need to color code that shit. Oh, look, they're all wearing yellow. This is how you know it's bullshit. Let's watch anyway. It's fun. It's like wrestling.
Dude, but even the way that they editorialize the factual news, like they start to spoon feed people in the titles now. It'll be like, Elizabeth Warren said XYZ about healthcare. Here's why that's a good thing. Trump said XYZ about the border. 5 reasons it's bad. And
the numbers just don't add up.
Over the top, clickbaity. Like the media is so untrustworthy. I don't trust fucking the people on Fox. I don't trust the CNN people. They're in an established position of power where they can say whatever the fuck they want, and because of the way our libel and slander laws work in this country, they can get away with most of it, or pretty much borderline all of it, even when they make malicious mistakes.
As a podcast host, thank God for those lax laws.
See, I'm happy with it too, but I'm talking about in the context. Well, we should get those benefits because we never say anything of consequence. We just want to make fun of midgets on the internet, but. Like people, if what they're saying has real consequences, it's like, yeah, you shouldn't be able to knowingly make shit up. And then when you get caught or don't get caught, probably in most cases, you just go, got a lot of clicks though. Oh, look, our Nielsen ratings are out and we're looking real good. Oh, maybe we'll do more of this, like more clickbaity nonsense that ends up being nothing.
It's frustrating because I feel like American people, I should just say maybe, are ignorant enough about enough things without being told lies by the people that we should be able to look to for accurate information.
Being able to choose your own news, I was wrong. Like, I thought that it'd be so hard to lie because everyone can make their own news and everyone's going to get called out on it and news will get more and more reliable. But no, it turns out this huge chunk of people who like being lied to, who just feed me my favorite opinions, take away all that unnasty truth that I don't like and feed me the pleasant stuff that I do like. And this is blue and red. And when you get to pick your own news, all of a sudden the news sources have started to recognize, like, all right, this is what the people want. I like PBS a lot. They're pretty unbiased. No one else watches PBS, right? It's not a good source, or it's not a popular source, I should say. What's popular is the CNN and MSNBC guys feeding the blue team and the Fox guys feeding the red team. And now that you choose your own news and have it on demand, you get your custom favorite opinions.
Yeah. That's. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon.
I'm just tuning out more this election. Like,
if you really care, like if you really want to be informed, you almost have to watch fucking C-SPAN or something. Like you have to actually watch the fucking hearing.
I did.
Take goddamn
watched all
notes.
The dumbass hearings. Like, my wife and I both watched them. She's around the house with her wireless headbuds in, earbuds, listening to the whole thing. We watched the whole thing. I try to talk about on the show all the time because it's not a popular topic always, but I followed it, and they narrowed down the articles to the 2 that you really have to be head in the sand to know that he didn't do those 2: use of power and obstruction of justice. But from there, I feel like the biggest win the Democrats could hope for is the one they got on Clinton, which is like, all right, we acknowledge you obstructed justice. There's no fucking way we could not.
It's going to backfire for him. And Trump, I'm guessing I'm thinking Trump's going to beat anyone on the field other than Bernie. I think Bernie would beat him pretty handily. But like they've been doing concurrent polls in like more swing state, or I guess like the early polling states like Iowa and New Hampshire and things like that. And Trump's support is increasing throughout these.
So there's polls that you can almost pick a poll and get any opinion you want. There's definitely been polls that show that Trump's support is waning, that support for impeachment is growing. Even Trump supporters are turning on him. There's more support for impeachment than he got in votes. And I saw that in a poll today. So obviously some people who voted for him are now in favor of impeaching him, right? So, and then there's other polls that go the other way too. I saw one saying that he did well in swing states, and then another one that reversed that. The polls at this point are tough.
The difference is like,
but
the people who are going to step into the voting booth and pull a switch, and the people who will like say yes on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we voted via Twitter, Bernie's in.
So the backfire thing, I'm pretty confident that hasn't happened yet. But what happens next is the Senate is going to talk about this, and they have 2 choices. And from a chess perspective, I'm really interested in how it plays out. They could like try to handle it in 15 minutes. All right, let's vote. Trump's innocent. Done. Right? Just bury the story and move on to the next one. That's something that Mitch McConnell and the Republicans could do. They could also start calling their own witnesses and say, Hunter, Joe, maybe Obama. I don't know. Why don't we get you on stage? I want to talk to Hunter Biden about Burisma. I want to hear.
They could pivot.
Yeah, let's talk about your qualifications to work for Ukrainian oil companies. How the fuck did you get that job?
Do you think it's unreasonable for President Trump to be curious about your qualifications, sir?
Yeah.
When you've said right here before us today that you're not an oil man.
He's not an oil man. He's
I
an
also
attorney.
hope they bring Foghorn Leghorn on.
Now, I'm an oil man. You can hear by my old-timey accent.
So what the Senate does next is interesting. They could slide right on, or they could turn this stage into something that helps Trump in re-election. Maybe. Maybe dragging on this topic doesn't help stage on re-election. I mean, the Democrats will get a chance to talk too, but it'll be the reverse in terms of power.
Yeah, once they get those hearings going, they could take it anywhere they want. I've seen that in movies before.
Okay, yeah.
They could turn it right around to the fucking like Hillary Clinton or something. Like all of a sudden, it could be about her server again out of nowhere.
They should call Hillary Clinton up to whatever, and then just be like, Hillary, we don't have any questions. Just kind of speak your mind for the next 20 minutes. And like 16 minutes in, everybody's gonna be like, God, she sucks. Oh, she is the fucking worst. I remember. I hated her 4 years ago or 3 years ago too. She is nobody. Not even the Democrats liked her. So yeah, that's the move.
Have Hillary. Now it's different. Now she's on Stern talking about her sexuality and how she likes cock.
Well, I like penis because it goes in my vagina.
Dude.
Definitely not a dyke.
No, every guy I know you hate Hillary. I felt that way about W.
Most of the country, yeah.
but it's hard to feel that way about W now, right? Back when he was the guy who was pro-torture, there were a lot of people who didn't think too highly of him. But now he's that nice guy.
Still
friendly.
Fuck that dumb retard who got us involved in wars we had no place in. I don't like this shit. We're like 10 years afterward, they're like, now Bush is cool.
Right. You don't like it, but that's the reality of it, and it's even helping Hillary right now.
Yeah. It's also like Jimmy Carter. I'm glad he fell.
Yeah, dumb bitch, not hammering nails in all the way, not to regulation.
Go build another house.
Fucking 100-year-old wrists suck.
Suck some Iranian cock.
Yeah,